I'm going to show you the fifth and final match between Neeb and Showtime during the semifinals of Best of 5 at 2018 WCS Leipzig Championship from Neeb's player perspective. 2018 WCS Leipzig is one of the major tournaments at Starcraft World Championship series. It's the first. Here you can see the map pool, casters, hosts and observers, the prize pool. The first place gets $20,000, the second place gets $10,000, and fourth and third gets $6,500. Here's notable participants. The results for group stage 3. So you may find your favorite player here. These are most of the players that participated. Bracket right here. I'm going to show you Neeb versus Showtime. And it's gonna go down on EastWatch map. And here you can take a look at further statistics of race in this tournament, the region and country. Furthermore, you can learn more about the map statistics and find out on which ways professional players playing your favorite race has dominated over others. Furthermore, 2018 WCS Leipzig, as previously mentioned, is part of Starcraft World Championship Series. How does that matter? Well, 16 champions from these events right here are going to compete in the final World Championship Series finals, global finals, and the one champion of all champions will be crowned as 2018 Best StarCraft 2 Offline Player. Currently, the winner of the first tournament of 2018 WCS Circuit events is Cyril, and his runner-up is Showtime. 2018 WCS Global Events also count in, and Katowice has a payout of $250,000 in total. There is also 2000 GSL versus the world, where we see Koreans facing other nationality players. The thing about it is that in Korea, StarCraft 2 became part of video game culture much earlier and on much grander scale than in the rest of the world. For this reason, Koreans have much better, or let's say more numerous players than the world, so they have to compete in their own world of StarCraft 2 before they meet the rest of the world. Now I have to tell you that Koreans are so good at playing StarCraft 2 that most of the time they tend to win. Furthermore, you can watch the castings on AndYouLeftTheGame YouTube channel by typing AndYouLeftTheGame in the search bar. This may take you to 2 channels, and if you see AndYouLeftTheGame without blank space, just click on it and it will take you straight to the channel. Go to playlists and choose whatever you want to watch. Furthermore, if you end up having only one channel in your search results and it has blank spaces in it, click on it, go to featured channels, and it will take you straight to the channel where you can find the videos. Otherwise, you can click on liked videos and choose whatever you want to watch and which tournament you want to take a look at. Furthermore, here is a visual representation of StarCraft 2 World Championship Series, a good breakdown. A total pricing pool is $2 million. Korea is broken down to 3 GSL leagues, 2 super tournaments. The residency locked world is broken down in 4 circuits: Leipzig, Austin, Valencia, Montreal, which has $100,000 payouts, and 4 challengers, 10,000 per circuit region. There's also IM Katowice that pays out $250,000, and GSL versus the world, an all-star event. Now that we know about the tournament that is match in, more about the match, let's learn about the players. The first player is American Protoss Neeb. He is considered to be an extremely good player, extremely good StarCraft 2 player, because last year he proved to be champion of at least three super major tournaments. You can take a look at his achievements right here. I was talking about these 3 tournaments, and all of these paid him $25,000 each for these victories. So you can take a look at premier tournaments, major tournaments, minor tournaments, and you can find out how did he made all that money. You can also take a look at his championships, and if you like his play and want to learn more about him himself, you can take a look at the interviews and see his answers to various questions out there. His opponent in this match is going to be Showtime. He's from Germany and he plays Protoss. So this is Protoss versus Protoss, so this probably means a lot more than any other match out there, because when Zerg plays versus Zerg, Terran versus Terran, Protoss versus Protoss, it's all about who's the better Protoss, Terran or Zerg in this case respectively. And as we all know, Showtime has proved to be the better Protoss in this tournament, this series of matches. Here you can stop the video whenever you like, go back, or just read wherever you want more about these players, learn about their history and about their results, and you can further check more interviews, take a look at their pictures, analyze the achievements, familiarize with the tournaments that are out there. As you can see, there are many StarCraft 2 tournaments out there that pay out huge sums of money, and there are even premier team leagues where you can compete against other teams. Here you can find a gallery. I'm sure there are a lot more pictures online where you can further take a look at this player, read more interviews about him. Now that we know the players and the tournament that they're playing in, let's go on to EastWatch LE and take a look at this game from Neeb's perspective. As always, the beginning of the game starts with the crucial hotkeying of necessary locations, and in this case Protoss versus Protoss, a wall-off inside of the main base. Now, interestingly, for example, when Showtime was playing Cyril in 2018 Leipzig finals, he was opening his wall-off over the second base, not over his first base. And that simply shows that the strategy that these Protoss players use, especially Showtime's, is very different when playing different races. And the next step is opening with 2 gases. That's a very standard play, a play that Neeb has chosen to play very much during the entire series, best of 5. And 2 gateways queued up on 4, a Nexus queued up on 5, 1 probe queued up on 3, and the same Nexus queued up on 1, now changed to 1. So one probe is queued up for build-ups, another probe is queued up for the scouting purposes or proxy pylon gateway Stargate openings. And this time Neeb is going to send the probe to scout. He's not sending a probe to scout every time he plays, but this is a crucial match, so I bet he decided to go for it and find out if Showtime will try to go for any kind of cheese play. If you didn't know, the current result is 2-2, which means that whoever wins this match is going to go to the final. As you can see, probably due to this fact, both of these players are concerned about their opponent's play. They expect things. They both are blocking each other's second base locations by building pylons here. It looks like Neeb does not expect that pylon to be built and doesn't even attack it. Very surprisingly, it looks like Neeb doesn't even want to expand into a second base. Here he moves out with his adepts, and we'll see that these two adepts have met one stalker. Now finally Neeb has built just a few troops to try and cut through that pylon here that's blocking his second base. As you can see, Neeb already has enough resources for a Nexus, which has just started. Those two adepts looked around the gold base to see if there's a very sneaky and very smart gold base opening. For example, I have seen Terran lifting its command center. Imagine that at the beginning of the game, lifting its command center, sending that command center to the gold location, the bottom goal location, and setting Volume himself off in that bottleneck location there. And that was just awesome. Obviously the same could go for Protoss, where he simply opens himself a second base in the goal location, but in this time it looks like both players are going to open gold only with their third Nexus, which won't give them a further advantage. Gold bases are different from regular icy looking blue bases because gold bases provide more minerals, and another also can be said that gold bases simply allow more minerals to be brought in by the probes, drones, SCVs. In this case, the player simply gathers more resources more quickly, and this makes them much better and quicker at building an army. Here it seems that Showtime has moved on for a regular Stargate opening with Phoenixes and a few Stalkers, while Showtime is moving solely for a Stalker play. Very similar composition he used when playing his very first match, a match that was lost against Immortal Stalker Phoenix Sentry play done by Showtime. However, it looks like this time Neeb is simply building more warp gates instead of going for air units. So it looks like we're going to see a very large number of adepts. As you can see already, there are massive number of warp gates being built. It looks certainly very intimidating at 5 minutes 50 seconds, which simply means that all these three bases are going to solely be used to produce massive number of units. And here the first aggression is coming in, and if Neeb is going to lose these probes, he won't be able to support his army. The scouting efforts are working great for Showtime. He knows 100% now that Neeb is going for a super heavy 7 warp gate play, and he needs to counter that with something, and he counters that with the same game he did countered with when he played the first match against Neeb, and he starts building Immortals. Immortals with Phoenixes supported by a few Stalkers are going to be absolutely perfect for Showtime to deal with this massive Stalker play. A play that's currently used by Neeb, and it looks like it's favored by Neeb. It's a sort of a, I would say, a cheesy play where mostly nothing's built. However, it seems that a couple of Adepts and Zealots do show up, so it looks like it's not going to be just Stalkers. Furthermore, Showtime certainly has proved to be very effective at reducing that probe count. As you can see, that mineral line right here was even kind of routed away from that mineral line. In any case, 45 probes are working for Showtime and 43 currently being reduced to 42 from approximately 45. Those Phoenixes are doing an incredible job harassing Neeb's lines. It looks like just Neeb simply cannot effectively defend with those Stalkers against very quick Phoenixes here. And slowly but surely, undoubtedly, Showtime is going ahead. As you can see here in the income tab, Showtime is making a little bit less money, and that's probably due to the fact that he has less probes and that he focused a little bit too much on a different army composition. Now, if we look at the army graph a little bit further, we'll see that their army started to become very much identical to each other. A truly very interesting approach here. It looks like both players have decided to go for the exact same build, it's just that Showtime has a few Phoenixes and Neeb decided not to go for Phoenixes whatsoever. It looks like Neeb doesn't even have a Stargate built for himself, so there won't be airplanes at all. However, Neeb suffered from those probe grasses so much that he built additional probes. These probes are continuously being reduced. Neeb doesn't even look at the mineral lines when those probes are being killed off. Surprisingly enough, even with killed off probes, Neeb consistently was making a lot more money. And it looks like now Neeb has been not producing that many Zealots at Showtime. And those Zealots are really carving in here. And it looks like they have done just enough damage, supported by all those Immortals or Archons. Showtime has won the game, and Neeb has been forced to GG out even before any of his bases has fallen. This means that this match between Showtime and Neeb will end with 3-2 result and Showtime's victory, which proves Showtime a better Protoss in 2018 Leipzig tournament.